Steps away from the Trump International Hotel, you could hear the cries of New York immigrants and allies.
We know that our immigrant communities in particular are going to be under attack, and we want just the message loud and clear that immigrants will be protected.
Protected from President-elect Donald Trump's promise of mass deportation.
A lot of immigrant New Yorkers are afraid of the threat of mass deportations, and it's not just undocumented people. Families have mixed status.
Trump, hear us. We are here and not leaving.
We're going to resist, right? And one key way that we're going to resist is we're going to demand that our city and our state step up for immigrant communities.
Co-executive director of Make the Road New York, Theo Oshiro, says that means making sure they have access to legal services. On the flip side, more Latino voters supported Trump in this year's election. According to NBC exit polls, 46% of Latinos voted for him in 2024, compared to 32% in 2020.
I am Latina. I am heartbroken to see so many people voting for Trump and to see them essentially abandon immigrant communities. But I also understand that people are searching for solutions.
All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, YAHAWAHSHI'S, Rakah, Kodash, that belongs to apostles of GMS, and a sincere Shalom, the brothers out there pushing this truth and sincerity. Now, I wanted to go into this because, you know, the whole election thing and all this, and so on and so forth. But do you know how they play the games between who they want to bring in, who they want to bring out, and so on and so forth. And this might be just another ploy to cause, who knows, another race war or some type of problem that they want to try to come with a solution, as she even mentioned. So I wouldn't be surprised if the whole promise was for them to come over, because that was the whole thing about them trying to cross over and so on and so forth, right? But the problem is, with the way how this place is looking, makes you kind of wonder why they would want to come over here. But hey, I'm not surprised by it, because hey, they wanted more of them to keep working, it pretty much fizzle us out. But it's like a tug of war now, and it's just a play game. So it goes by who they want to appeal for one thing or another. So I want to get into the scripture real quick. This is Revelation 17:5, and there's a reason why I'm bringing this out. It says, upon her forehead was a name written, mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. Now, the reason I bring this out is because over decades, you've been having foreigners come over, make better jobs than us, or make more money than us, and set up in communities and so on and so forth. And I wouldn't be surprised if they made this promise to a lot of Latinos to come over and get better lives and so on and so forth. But the problem here is, a lot of countries don't trust this place as it is. But for the people that actually try to escape that country, I'm not just talking about trying to make businesses, but actually escape that country to basically be converts over here. The problem is, why would you want to convert to being in this place when the people in this place is not even happy with what's going on? So, but they promised opportunity and all this other stuff, which is a thing, but also is a lie at the same time, because that's how deceptive this is. So they'll bring in one group and say, hey, y'all can do this and some other stuff, and then they could bring in another group to cause like some type of war or some type of fight going on and some other stuff. Look at the Venezuelan gang they brought over. How did they get over? They coming all the way from Venezuela all over here. So who smuggled them over? You had to question that. So now what you're seeing is probably going to be like one big ass free-for-all. Because now you have Chicago basically rallying up against the Venezuelan gang. You're going to have people rallying up against against the Latinos. And you're just going to see a bunch of fighting, gunfights, and all sorts of other stuff. Military, I wouldn't be surprised if some of the military has to get involved, or the National Guard. So what you're seeing is not very peaceful times. Even though you're promised all these things to come over, when these people here are also promised the same thing, and is not easily attainable. So we're seeing basically an actual fall of this place when all sorts of fights break out. You already have riots going over here. The dollar is plummeting. So for all these people that's over there, they're going to be trapped in here and all sorts of other stuff. Except, well, actually, yeah, because even the converts may not be able to go back because they converted. They converted, so these other nations ain't going to want them back, except for the people that they send over here to make money, right? So here you can them opportunities you're promised. You can have a job and all this other stuff, but the main thing people like to come over for when they convert is not really for the money, but to do what they want to do. That's the biggest thing. They want to be flames and all this other stuff. I mean, think about it. How does quote unquote illegal immigrants come over and actually be able to protest? Ain't they supposed to be, as you say, illegal? But as you see, nothing happens to them. They're allowed to do all these things. Protests, riots, they all fine to do. So this is nothing but mass confusion to deal with. But that's what just makes this much more fun, because we're just sitting back watching the chaos happen until it really starts blowing up. The people that wanted to come over here, they ain't gonna be so happy now. So they're fighting not to go back to where they were, because they see if they can do if all the people here can do wickedness, so can they. But I'm gonna move on to the next scripture. This is Micah 6:12. It says, "For the rich men thereof are full of violence, and the inhabitants thereof have spoken lies, and their tongue is deceitful in their mouth." So if the people here who fall for the same game every time is saying they can't trust the government, what more when they bring people over? See, this is the whole game. It's like a form of chess, but in governmental time awareness, right? So they place the pieces where they want to go, who they want to mismatch with, and all this other stuff, right? And they'll speak the fair, pretty lies to these people that they're so far believing in. So you see the game, you see the tricks, and you see right through all the madness that they do. But at least we do. These other people can't. They'll see it through it a little bit, but they'll still fall for the same game every time. Why? Because they put their trust in the society, just like everybody else that comes over here that want to be converts. They're going to realize this wasn't meant for them. Then people are going to start getting pissed off and having riots because they feel like their rights. That was the biggest thing I keep hearing about, your rights. We don't have rights here. Hell, the rights mainly go to the alphabet groups. Hell, they give it to some of the foreigners that work here. But to be an actual citizen here, or even get a citizenship to be here, there's no such thing as rights. Not for us. Rights are just a temporary use to benefit yourself for the moment. Because the police, especially in police states, can actually get away with a lot of stuff. So that's why they'll pull up the presidents who they want to inaugurate and all this other stuff, or mayors, for another example, or your speech leaders. And they'll set up all the lies and stab you right in the back. I'm going to get this last scripture. This is Psalms 34:21. It says, "Evil shall slay the wicked," right? I'm going to stop there. When it says evil shall slay the wicked, you literally see that, but you're seeing it technically now, where Esau sets up all these things just to slay it, just to pretty much kill these people emotionally and even physically. Because, again, he sets up the gangs, he sets up who he wants, and you're going to start seeing a whole lot of madness, right? It says, "And they that hate the righteous shall be desolate." So, meanwhile, we're out there telling people that all you believed in was a lie, and y'all have a problem with it. Well, now look at you. Now you got to deal with all the backlash or all the stuff that comes with this place now. Now all these women upset now that Trump's in office. No, people upset because these guys didn't get deported sooner, and so on and so forth. These people here are the ones that's living in anguish 24/7 because something goes wrong. Meanwhile, we're sitting back because the anguish we complain about is something more righteous. The anguish these people complain about is just nothing but madness and filth, sewer water. So these people, especially when that time comes, these people are going to really feel desolate. Especially when this place is on the brink of that dollar collapsing. Your Latinos, all your Americans, all you foreigners that come over and be converts, y'all going to feel that stuff. Y'all going to be desolate as hell when that hammer comes down on this place. So we sitting back watching y'all get angry because y'all might get deported, or sitting back angry because the American people then is not getting better lives or ain't getting better health coverage. These people expect too much, and I ain't gonna lie, I was naive of that stuff too, especially before I came to the truth. And of course, when you first come to the truth, you're not fully understanding of a lot of things, and I'm still growing as I go along. But I'm seeing it. This is the true hell that we live. Everybody talking about that hell and underground. Nah, this is that hell. When your own health coverage don't even cover a lot of your stuff. When your stuff can be taken in a blink of an eye, just from even the smallest misunderstanding. Goes to show you this place isn't meant for us. But that's all I have going to that. So the Lord wanted this was edifying. And with that, shalom.